Hey guys, what's going on? Michael here today, and I'm in my garage currently, and I figured it's been about 8 months since I've made a video on this car, and I figured I would make a new one because a lot of stuff has changed on this car. We got new wheels, we've done a bunch of stuff on the interior as well, and we've changed up some things. The car's been lowered a little bit from what it was at, and the car looks a lot different. So here's how the car is. I just washed it last night, and what happens, of course, the crazy pollen in Florida just coats this thing and it looks yellow now, but the car's clean. We've changed up some things since my last video. We do have the Mugen style rain guards. We have brand new wheels, so these wheels have been on the car for about 2 months now. They are Rotiform LSRs with machine lip, gold face. Same taillights. We do have a new exhaust system. If you guys want to hear the exhaust, go on my Instagram because, as you can see, I have my garage shut and I'm not going to shut it with, the door shut. But it is a dual tip. They're 4-inch tips. It's a custom Y-pipe design. We do have, it's muffler deleted. There's no mufflers. We do have our stock resonator, and we have the catalytic converters and everything. It's just no mufflers and basically pipes. Now, I did cut these out, so I cut this out for the pipes, and then the shop welded everything in. So it's a full welded exhaust from the axle back, and these things are super, super good. The exhaust shop I took it to did an amazing job with setting it up, and it sounds really good for a 4-cylinder. So these wheels, they are 18 by 8 with a 45 offset. They poke perfectly. The only issue that I have with these wheels, and it's because of the height the car is at, sometimes if I'm in like a super, super steep incline, the lip will actually hit the fender. So it just kind of goes super slow over super steep inclines. I actually just drove the car to Atlanta a couple days ago for Import Alliance, and basically it did really well. It drove awesome. It's super stiff right now, but it is what it is. What I did recently is the lowered lifestyle banner. So I actually had that done at Import Alliance. I met with Lowered Lifestyle. They were selling the banners, and there was a guy that was installing them for 10 bucks. So I had him install the banner. I really like how it looks on this car. It pops. It's a little brighter than the car color, but it looks really nice. It's clean. It looks a little bit more aggressive, makes it stand out. And of course, we still have the Elantra gang banner. We're close to 1,000 members, which is crazy because the last video I made, I think we were at like 200 or 300. So it's kind of crazy. Here's how the front sits. So I am running a 205/40 on these tires, and these are Keeley ATR Sports. They're not the Sport 2s, they're just the ATR Sports. The ATR Sports stretch a lot more than the normal Sport 2s, so that's why I went with these. These tires, for how cheap they are, I paid $250 for the whole set, and they're actually very quiet. I'm running about 36 PSI in these just because of the amount of stretch. See, it's a decent amount of stretch on these. These tires, for what they are, stretch a lot, and they ride pretty well. I've recommended these tires to about 2 other people, and so far everybody seems very happy with them. So I'm pretty happy. The front, we do still have the tubes kit. I gotta redo my lip because this thing just keeps coming off for some reason. I do have a new bumper as well because the old bumper was beat to crap and the paint was chipping. So I got a new bumper, brand new. It was painted and everything. It's an OEM replica, so it is aftermarket, but it fits really well, so I'm happy with that. But we got the OEM lip still. I do have this little rubber garage door lip on here just to kind of protect the bottom, and it does look pretty nice as well. Just kind of protects the paint. Now, I do plan on getting a splitter made for this in the future, so we are going to have a metal splitter made that will probably come out in about 2-3 inches or so, with splitter rods and everything, so it'll come out and it's going to look super aggressive when I get that done. I just ordered some very big parts for the car that I will talk about a little bit in the video here, but I'm not going to give you guys 100% of the details. So the other thing is we do have yellow fog lights. When I first got this car, I actually tinted the fog lights yellow, but these are actually yellow housings. So I got those, and I'm running the hyper yellow LEDs in them. And I do have the same headlights as I had in my previous video. Now, one thing I will talk about with these headlights is if you see these headlights, you're gonna think, wow, those are beautiful. They look awesome on the car. You're right. However, I want to tell you, these headlights have a lot of issues. So they look nice, the LEDs work perfectly, the bi-xenons work perfectly, but the issue with them that you should be aware of if you're gonna buy these, the plastic housings on these things are garbage. They will start cracking, crazing within about 3 months, and after that, they will just keep getting worse and worse. So I do plan on swapping these lenses to basically an OEM lens. They do fit. When I do that, I'm going to paint this black to match this, and then also we are going to do halos on the inside as well. I don't know if we're going to do red halos. I'm not sure if we're going to do like RGB halo. Not 100% sure yet. Still painted grille, same there. This is still painted as well. Same side here. And I'll go back to this side. So the big changes are happening on the interior here, which I'll show you guys in a second. But let me talk about the mileage that I have. So the car currently has 83,000 miles on it. I just got done with a 1,000-mile trip. Car gave me absolutely no issues. I changed oil before I left, and it was perfect. So let's talk about the interior. You guys probably noticed we have a new steering wheel. Looks awesome. So this is the Renown, I hope I'm saying that right, Renown steering wheel. This is their chicane model. It is a 350 mil steering wheel. It is leather wrapped with red stitching. It's genuine leather. This is a super, super high-end wheel. If you guys have never heard of Renown, go check them out because this thing is awesome. If you know Grip Royal, this is, in my opinion, a better Grip Royal. The leather on it is very nice. It's very soft. It's very squishy. The brushed spokes here just look beautiful. This is black brushed. And then we are using an NRG quick release. I can get it off one-handed here, like that. So we got an NRG quick release with a basically a gunmetal quick release hub and everything. And basically how this works is this is a Miata hub. So pretty much we have the Miata hub here, and then we have the quick release. So the only things I had to do to actually make this work is you do have to trim this plastic because the plastic around here is the OEM is actually too narrow. So you basically just either have to trim it with like a Dremel or just sand it down like I did. I used really heavy grit sandpaper and I pretty much sanded it down to where it fits perfect all the way around and it actually looks pretty OEM. So yeah, that's the steering wheel. I love this thing. It really looks nice. It's super concave. Like, it's awesome. So if you guys are looking for a steering wheel, I would highly recommend these guys. They make super high-end wheels, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I just bought it, and I'm just super happy with it. If you guys have noticed yet, since my last video, if you guys don't follow my Instagram or any of my social media or anything like that, you probably don't know that I painted my interior. So my interior is actually painted. You can't really tell that well in here because it's a little bit darker. But this is actually a black base coat with red metallic flake on top of it. And it looks amazing. So I did all my door trim pieces. Those are all red. We did all of the air vents. We did the trim around the stereo. So we did all that. All the doors. And we also did the rears. We had to do the rears. So the rears are done red. It's a black base coat with a red flake. So it does look a little bit black in some instances, but in other lights, it's really, really sparkly. It goes really well with the car because it actually matches if you guys can see, you just kind of look at the color. This is a S2R paint code on the Hyundai, and then those are the doors, so they look really nice. So let's talk about the wheel a little bit, because a lot of people probably don't know this. So a couple things you're going to lose when you change your... So obviously you are going to lose your steering wheel controls, so you can keep your cruise control, and I guess you could keep your radio controls as well, but kind of ridiculous because I don't use them anymore. But I do have my cruise hooked up. I'll show you how. Basically, what you have to do is you have to use your OEM clock spring and everything. And for now, until I actually make a custom panel, I have my cruise control and everything hooked up in here. Yeah, it probably looks a little janky right now, because I can still use it from here. But what I do is I don't use my cruise control, I use it maybe once every couple months. So I don't really have it, I don't need it a lot. But when I do, I can take it out of there and use it. Yeah, so if you want to keep, if you don't want to lose those controls, you're probably not going to want to do a steering wheel change then, because you will lose those controls. Unless you go the route of having a carbon fiber one made out of your OEM steering wheel, you can do that. But that's pretty much the options you are going to have. So, other thing is we've done a custom shifter. This is an automatic, so I know I'm probably going to get hate, but whatever. I like it. It looks really good, and it's going to look really good with my next mod that's coming. But this is a Recaro shift boot. It is not a real Recaro shift boot. I'll put that out there. It is a replica. For what I'm doing, it was $10, so I didn't want to get a real one and cut into it like I had to. So Recaro shift boot, and this is an actual aluminum shift knob meant for automatics. So it does have the push down feature. If you do have a transmission where you have to push down, this does have that option. And basically, it doesn't change anything. It just looks a lot better. So I did this, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It's still, everything functions as normal. I kind of know you just, when I don't have my key with me, but you basically just kind of push down and you shift exactly the same. Let's see what else. So yeah, this is how the tin strips looks from on the inside, my lowered lifestyle banner. I do like it too because I can hide my radar detector up here and you can't see it at all from the outside. You guys will probably also notice that I'm missing a sun visor. Funny story, my old one actually broke. I don't know how, but I basically just pulled it down one day and it just crumbled to pieces. So I gotta get a new one. My other one's still here though, but yeah, the other one, it broke up here and the plastic just started coming through, so I just took it off because I don't know, Hyundai quality? Question mark. But we have everything painted here. We do have the same floor mats. So let me talk a little bit out here about what the big changes are that are coming. So I had to take my sweater off, so I put it up there. So you see these seats here. These are the Oem Leather Seats. Now these are going to be gone pretty soon. Hopefully within a month or two. I'm hoping my seats come. So I have a nice set of seats coming. I'm not going to tell you exactly what they are because I want to keep it a secret until I get them. Some people know, so those people are going to have to keep their mouths shut. But these are the OEM seats. I'm getting rid of these. So it's been in my mind for a while now, and since I did the steering wheel, I was like, well, now I need racing seats. So we are doing racing seats. I'll give you guys 2 hints. They are not super cheap seats. They are very nice seats. Newer seat company, and they've been blowing up the past few months, so you might be able to figure out from that sentence, or that part right there. But they are going to look awesome. I'll just leave it at that. They're going to match the steering wheel. I'm going to keep the whole kind of same clean theme, black, with maybe some popping colors, you might say. So yeah, they're going to look super nice, and I'm super excited. I may, this is still a question. I'm not sure if I want to do it yet, but I may do a harness in the rear. and do racing harnesses as well. So basically do a harness bar with harnesses. Now, I don't really plan on running harnesses since this is my daily, but it would strictly be for show car, basically, or showing when I take the car to meets or shows and that sort of thing. So, because the thing, if you do harnesses and you run them on a daily basis and you get in accidents, harnesses are actually very dangerous for street use from what I've heard. You can paralyze yourself very easily because there's absolutely no give to them. So, not sure. That's kind of keeping me from doing the harnesses. We'll see though. So, but yeah. So these seats, the seats I ordered, they're on back order for about 2 months, which really sucks. But I'm hoping I'll get them a little bit sooner than that. We'll see though. But I do have custom brackets being made, so they will fit directly in here. Again, these seats do have airbags in them. So if you change your seats, you will be losing your airbags. So keep that in mind. Disclaimer, you'll lose your airbags. But yeah, so another thing I want to do is, my buddy Stefan with a silver Elantra, he actually gave me these seatbelt covers. Just have Hyundai on them and the Hyundai logo. So I added those in. The next thing I'm going to be doing as well is the headliner. So the headliner is going to be gone. I'm actually going to be making it black. So I'm either debating on doing black suede or black diamond stitching, which kind of plays into what I'm trying to do. So I'm still kind of undecided on the headliner, but the headliner is going to be black. I'm also going to wrap these pillars over here black, because the rear pillars are already black, but for some reason Hyundai thought it was a great idea to not make the front ones black. Don't know why. They should have made the whole headliner black because I have a full black interior. I don't know why they didn't make the headliner black. It's probably one of the most things that annoys the shit out of me, which is also another reason why I have not gotten another visor, because if I do the headliner black, I'm going to want black visors, and I believe I can find them. But it's just kind of annoying. Like, Hyundai, what were you thinking? Why put a full black interior on this, on the limited trim, and not make the headliner black? Because they do it on all the new sports and all that. They're all black. I wish I could just rip a headliner out of the Sport and fit it in here. That would be, like, amazing. But I can't. So, yeah. So, seats, harness bar, and possibly harnesses. The seats are definite. They have been ordered. Just waiting for them. The brackets have been ordered. The next thing, like I said, that I'm still questioning is doing harnesses, or harness bar with harnesses. I'm just not sure. Still trying to figure that out. So let me give you guys a close look up on the wheels, just so you can see them. Because I really haven't seen any other videos of these wheels online in this color for some reason. So these are 18s. They look, the one thing I'll say about these wheels is they look a lot smaller than what they are. The reason being is these are Euro style, so the faces actually come out, or they actually sit flush with the lip. Most wheels you're going to see like a set in face, so it gives the illusion of a bigger wheel. But with how this is set up with the lip and then the spokes, it actually makes the wheel look pretty small. Like, people did not believe me when I told them they were 18s. They were like, no, those are 17s. I'm like, no, trust me, I know the size of my wheels. Yeah, so these are 18s. The cool thing about these is, like, if you are running larger brakes, they give you so much brake clearance. I mean, like, so much brake clearance. All that in there. So, yeah. But, the cool thing is, too, they do stay pretty clean because they're kind of a small spoke design. Yeah, and they do have the screw-on cap here, so that's nice. I do like this hex cap. The cool thing about these is that it kind of hides the lugs, so it gives you a much more cleaner look than, you know, if you had the lugs exposed. The only thing I will say is if you guys get these wheels, or you have rotiforms with the screw-on cap, make sure these things are tight, because there's a lot of people that lose their wheels, or lose their hex caps. These hex caps are like $75 a piece, I'm pretty sure, so they're expensive as shit, so don't lose them. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Show you guys, got some decals over here. Got my Instagram. KG Vinyl is the company that makes my decals for me for the group. And I left my badge actually chrome, the chrome lips or the polished lips. And I have been thinking about going back to a chrome grill, like the OEM limited grill. So if you guys have a limited grill for sale, let me know down in the comments, because I might buy it off of you, because I do want to go back to the silver OEM grill and then also possibly the silver lower grill as well. So if you guys have one that you're selling for pretty cheap, just laying around, let me know. Could buy it off you. I just kind of want to make a cleaner design. Let me talk a little bit about reliability of this car, because that's probably one of the questions I get the most, is if this car has been reliable. I have 80,000 miles on the car, or 83, I'm sorry. And I have not really had one single issue with this car. Everything that I have done, or every issue I've had, is generally caused from me doing it. Like for instance, I had to replace my driver's side axle. CV boot was completely shot, gone, but that is because the car's lowered. So I can't really blame Hyundai quality for that. You know, when you lower a car like this, it just puts a lot of stress on the suspension. Not to mention I was running iBox springs for like 2 years, and those springs, man, they just tear up your suspension because there's so much travel in them. With the coils, I don't have much suspension travel. Like I'm putting a lot of force on that right now, and there's no travel. So yeah, super stiff. The rear, pretty stiff as well. So, but you know, when you're running wheels like this, bigger wheels with a lip, gotta do that. I'm trying to think. Interior wise, the car's held up well, except for my sun visor, which we talked about. The leather is in good condition. Like I take really good care of this car, guys. These seats are generally conditioned. The only thing with the interior is I have this little rip right here. But it's down here, so you really can't even tell, and you'd never even notice. But the leather's holding up pretty well. I mean, for 83,000 miles, besides that little thing, no rips, no tears. Hyundai actually uses a decent leather on these cars. It's not that bad. But they don't grip you that well. These are OEM seats, so you slide around. That's why I'm going with racing seats, because they're going to hug me a lot better. But yeah, I mean, the seats are holding up amazing. I tried the shit out of this car, and I mean, they've held up pretty well. Passenger, I generally don't have anyone in the passenger seat, so there's that. The rear seats are like brand new, because I think like 5 people have sat in my rear seats before. So yeah. But I mean, little stuff like the trim here. I mean, I live in Florida, so Florida kind of kills trim. You know, there's little things here and there, but I mean, for 83,000 miles, I mean, this car's in fairly good condition, I'd say, or very good condition. Trying to think what else. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it. But yeah, this is my 2012 Hyundai Elantra Limited. So if this is your first time seeing one of my videos or any of my content, this is what the car looks like. So go back if you want, watch some videos from like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. You can see how I started. This car literally started out as like plasti dip everywhere. And then I lowered it, and then we got the full Tukes kit. We have the front lip, we have the side skirts, rear diffuser, and then I started interior, and then it just went downhill from there. The car's on BC Racing coilovers, extreme lows. I think I said that, can't remember. Yeah, so it's on BC extreme lows. The rear is maxed out for the most part, and then the front still has a decent way to be dropped if I wanted to. But the car actually sits like 100% even all the way around. I actually measured it, got it dialed in, and I don't think I'm gonna mess with it, just because it sits like perfectly right now. So so yeah, that's pretty much how it goes though. But you guys can see the stretch on the tire. Yeah, there we go. pokes a little bit, the poke is like perfect. You can see my semi-bacony fenders. They're not bad though, not bad. But yeah, show you guys the rears. These are the aftermarket taillights that I've had for a while, so I get so many compliments on these tails. Everybody loves them. They don't even own an Elantra. They'll be like, dude, I love your taillights. I like them. They're really nice. But that's how the rear sits. I'll show you guys how the tails look. I think, let's see. I don't have my key. There we go. Yeah, so that is how the tails look. And then I do have LED plate lights as well. See if the fronts are on. Sometimes these fronts are really weird. If you don't have the car running, they won't turn on. But yeah, they're the LED strip. I do run those like just by themselves because they look pretty damn cool. But you can see how the lenses are on these. And I'll tell you guys this. If you're probably thinking, oh, well, he probably doesn't take care of his headlights. There's like 10 other people that have purchased these headlights and they do the same thing. It's not just me. I cleared these headlights with sealant like 5 times within like 3 months, and they still do this. My car's washed weekly. It's garaged. The only time it ever sits outside is when I'm at work. And other than that, it's in the garage. So I don't really know why. It's just a really cheap plastic they use on the lenses. So that's pretty much it. We do have, this is not the OEM spoiler. This is the only part of my body kit that is not OEM. It's actually the Spoiler King spoiler. And like when I say this spoiler, I could tell you that this car came with this from the factory. It literally matches the paint 100%. Like this spoiler, I've had it on the car for about 2 years now, and yeah, like it matches 100%. It does look a little weird in here though. I don't know if it's just the lighting, but this does match 100%. So I installed it myself. You do have to drill like 7 times into your trunk. So if you're not crafty, don't install this yourself, because if you mess this up, like if you misalign this and you drill the holes wrong, you're screwed. So you'll need a new trunk if you mess that up. Another thing I'll mention too, is a lot of people have this issue with these cars, is the door handles. So these door handles, I don't know what it is with Hyundai, but the paint on the door handles is trash. They fade, they chip, the clear coat peels, they crack, like the actual plastic will crack. My rear is fine, kinda, sorta. But yeah, like the plastic on these is absolute shit. Like it just breaks. So I'm gonna either try and find new door handles or have these, or just find some aftermarket ones and get them painted. I don't know yet. But I'm trying to get this car as perfect as possible. It is still my daily, so you know, there's not too much I can do. But yeah, so that's pretty much it though. I mean, for what the miles the car has on it, you know, it's actually in pretty good shape. So, but I will wrap this up here because this video has gotten pretty long, guys. If you have any questions about my build, please follow my Instagram, which is slowlantra_12. There it is, SLOWLANTRA_12. So follow me there. I generally post a couple times a week, so you can get updates on my build, and you can see pictures and new modifications a lot quicker than you will on YouTube. I'm not very active on YouTube just because YouTube's kind of gone to shit, and they've messed with a lot of content creators and all that. So I'm just not huge on YouTube, but sometimes YouTube works out because I can actually show you a lot easier by making a full video. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I appreciate it, and have a great day.